Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Cosmic Heart Conversations podcast. You're joined with me and lots of wonderful, amazing, sacred beings that are here to share their story with light language, their spiritual practices, and how they have expressed them in this world, and how they're bringing forth this beautiful divine essence that is actually interweaving and creating the new earth. And here we have Michiel, Kroon. We've been playing with names here, and he's going to bring his beautiful divine frequency forward and bringing his I am presence. A lot of you will know him from the Starchild Lemurian oracle deck, where we have explored all of the Lemurian essence and Palladians. This, for me, just on my own personal share, was my first oracle deck with light language in it. I had this intention quite a while ago that I wanted to have a more high vibrational oracle deck, and the decks I had just were not resonating with me anymore. I didn't want to really work with them, but I knew I still wanted to have a deck in my life. So I googled light language deck, and I was heavily into Lemuria, which lots of people will know from listening that I have a very clear path there. And so to find this deck, it was like, well, I felt like it was this manifestation that happened, and it was beautiful. So I'm really excited that you've actually come on to talk about this, because you've been a really pivotal point in my life as well, to have an upgrading in some of my modalities to work with the oracle deck. So yeah, bring yourself in, share who you are.
Thank you so much for that lovely introduction. That's really brilliant for bringing in the higher vibrations that we're talking about. And I thought, one way to sort of go by this is talk a bit about where I'm coming from, right? Because you touched on it as well when we talked about the Netherlands. And so I lived there for about 33 years before I came to England. And it was quite a journey. And I think it was, so when I left for Glastonbury, it was like a lot of stuff just fell off me, a lot of things that had built up, a lot of density. I was able to let it go and start a new chapter. And it's where I felt I went to different timeline, went to different vibration. I raised my vibration. And so one part of that is here, where there's an energy portal, which is beautiful. And another part is kind of letting go of the old. And so the kind of the way I see it, is that so we build up these records over lifetimes and lifetimes, and we build up this ancestral energy as well, and it's all kind of connected. And it's kind of where it's about clearing the old paradigm, so I feel that's part of kind of my journey and purpose is that clearing of the old paradigm and letting go of the old frequencies, and also sort of guiding others to let go. And I feel, there's kind of different stages, right? There's different stages when we on that journey, and one stage could be where you just feel depressed, for example, right? You just feel, there's a lot of pain in your life, a lot of emotional pain, and it's kind of a point where you see, I gotta do something different, right? And you kind of get on this search, right? So that's what happened to me. I started searching and going to different groups, right, and kind of learning from the teachers and all that. And it's all a stage, right? It's all part of the process until you sort of come to a point where you can find your own sort of inner guidance more from your own heart. And so for me, you know, that was quite, you know, that took quite a few years, you know, just to be able to really tune to it and sort of find myself back in a way. Because I remember, so I've got this memory, you know, like when I was like maybe 4 or 5 or 6 or something like that. You know, I was seeing lights, you know, seeing auras, I was seeing angels, right? And one memory that I've got is so I had this teacher in primary school, and she used to get angry, you know, every time I was seeing that because I wasn't paying attention to the 3D, right? So she got really angry, and I think that anger kind of made me, you know, that made me sort of suppress it, you know, or kind of block that perception of the multidimensional. And in one way, you know, it's a loss, isn't it? In another way, you know, maybe it protected me, you know, maybe it would have been too much in that society to keep seeing all that. So I mean, there's different sides to it, isn't it? But
Yeah.
okay, yeah, so kind of learn to block it out, you know, and you know, and I was kind of quite lost in that place. So I was going through you know, school, like high school, then I was going to university, all of the kind of conventional kind of journey. And so by the time I was I think it was the second year of uni, I was really searching already. I started going to spiritual groups as well, starting to kind of think, and you know what, but maybe there's another possibility. But I think I needed to let a lot of stuff go for quite a few more years, you know. It was just basically just clearing, and ultimately I needed to also let those teachings go, and that was quite a big challenge. Because I kind of knew, I thought I knew everything, but I didn't know anything. I was into these teachings of non-duality,
Right.
and I was a little bit nihilistic, and I got to a point where I needed to let that story go as well, because ultimately it was just staying in my head, basically. So I needed to let that go as well, and that was when I really made a big shift to started to discover Glastonbury, started to discover my guides, connecting with Archangel Michael, connecting with a collective of Pleiadian guides. And the interesting thing is as well, you know, like it was within weeks of being in Glastonbury that I got this guidance about making an oracle deck. And it was quite a strong guidance that that came through, you know. And I just started, you know, I started scribbling light language, basically.
Wow.
This
Is
is
this
the
just
first
the
thing that
moment
came.
you came into Glastonbury? Was
Yeah,
it kind of like,
yeah,
you know, you walk into Glastonbury. I'm just seeing now, like you walk into Glastonbury, suddenly there's like Palladians, archangels.
yeah,
Oh, we're
that's
gonna make a
right.
deck. It's like, all right.
Yeah, that's right. And there was it's an interesting story because there was a shop called Moon Mirrors from a man who's passed away now, bless him. And he had big drawings of light language in the shop window.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was watching those, you know, and I was kind of, you know, getting really inspired by it all. And that's when I found out that I could just draw it. It just happened, you know. I didn't go to course, you know. It just came through my hands, and I started to get ideas for different cards, and so that kind of went on for a few years. And then I think it was about 2016 that I met Leanne, because a mutual friend was organizing. I was organizing an exhibition together, a mutual friend of Leanne. And so Leanne and I connected on a very deep level, and kind of in the months after that we got a lot closer. And we came to a point where we sort of started to combine different pictures, because Leanne had been working on a Lemurian deck. I'd been working on a starry deck, and we started to put pictures on top of each other, and it was kind of magical because they combined perfectly. It was like it was already, prepared in the higher realms, because it was a really magical combination.
Yeah.
So we started to create the deck together, and sort of in the meantime, like before that, I'd gone to quite a lot of experiences here in town. It can be quite strong. I mean, I was clearing in Holland, but in Glastonbury, it's like there's another higher setting on that, because it goes very quick in the higher
Yeah.
frequencies.
Is it? There must be sacred spaces and ley lines that cross over there as well. Is that? Was you going to any in the Netherlands? Or
No, but here it's very strong. It's like, yeah, it's like a cosmic portal, and what I understand is there's ley lines on the Earth, but there's energy lines that go through the Earth as well, through different spots. And if you really get this intention, of connecting to the light, bring it into your heart, I feel like it's almost like another portal opens wherever you are, and especially here in town, that you'll be right in one, basically, right in the ley
in the
line.
center of it. And it's really interesting as well that we've had this interview now because it was only a couple of weeks ago. I did go into Glastonbury. I've been in Cornwall. I've had quite a few experiences going to Glastonbury, and I do feel that there's this energy of like, well, I know I've got like quite a strong lifetime experience there that's been partly like needed to really clear it because it's always good and
Right.
bad. Like I say, good and bad. There's always rough experiences and trauma in all lifetimes. So you're not gonna. This one in particular was pretty rough. So it's kind of like I get drawn in there, but it's also like it strips all of that away, and then it's like this new. I go through that massive rebirth, and then it's kind of like pulls me in. It's like stay, and I'm like, I gotta live somewhere
Yeah.
else. I can't do this place again. I feel like I've
I
done
can
it.
definitely feel that. Yeah, you were definitely clearing some of your Akashic
Yeah.
records, and so many people have got the kind of the prosecution, right? Like it's where you've been hanged or drowned or burned, and so many people who are kind of in the light, have got like some sort of ancient memory of events like that. And if you go to um, a powerful energy field, it's definitely a place where that can come up for clearing. But it's really a blessing, because it's a beautiful opportunity.
Yeah.
And it kind of happens for a reason, even you going there, like there could be one reason, but then, right, there could be deeper reason as well, that you kind of meant to clear something. You
Yeah.
sort of you ready to kind of face that, but not to sort of force yourself into the pain, but really just to clear it, isn't it? Like it doesn't need to be experienced again, because you already went through it, right? But now
Yeah.
it's just letting it go. It's just clearing it, and
Like it
sort of
brings a subconscious patterning that's intertwined with whatever happened there, and it just allows you to like kind of see it for what it is, and then the codes can come in so that you can actually then start to experience, a higher octave of yourself.
Mm.
um
Mm.
you're just like, oh, okay, that's what was going on. But yeah, lots of magic
Definitely.
there in a way that, it just feels like it's not just that it is a portal, but there's lots of different little spots all around that you
Absolutely,
can,
yeah.
that all have their own unique, information and coding that's there for us to kind of pick up.
Mm.
Like I feel like every time
Yeah.
I go there, I go to different places, and it's like I'm picking information up as and dropping information off, and it's like,
Absolutely. I mean, like
yeah.
you're saying, that subconscious connection, right? It's because you kind of being affirmed in who you are, in your frequency, and then you're all kind of levels harmonize, and you feel, on a deeper level that you're ready to process it.
Mm.
And yeah, I definitely say to people, like when I do the workshops and all that, it's good to sort of do these things in a gradual way. Because some people get like sudden Kundalini awakening, right? And that can be
Mm.
very intense, right? If it happens, maybe it was meant to be, but if you can sort of avoid it and do things in a more gradual way, I think it's a blessing, because if it's very sudden, you get those big contrasts, and it can be very confusing. Like you go from really contracted to really open, right? And back and forth.
Mm.
And that can be quite confusing. So, kind of, I'm definitely for a bit more gradual, where you, like you were saying, for example, right? You come into Glastonbury and you go through the experience, and then maybe you need some time away from the town again, right? And Glastonbury could be a metaphor for a lot of things, couldn't it?
Mm.
It could be a metaphor for maybe, like, some people might go to retreat, or some people might go to really intense clearing, and then maybe time to, right, to kind of step away from that intensity again for a bit, right, to integrate it, and sort of really process the, like, all the deeper meanings, right, of that experience. Because I feel, like, for example, my life's, like, in the beginning was quite intense and clearing, but I feel, we don't, like, with this new energy now, so it can be a lot smoother, that's my sense of it. It can be a lot smoother, and it doesn't need to be like a sacrifice, right? It doesn't need to be like a self-sacrifice. It doesn't need to be kind of just depressing or something like that.
Yeah.
Going through these things, it can be
So
more
sorry.
joyful. Yeah.
Do you find that living there, that you do find this just that it's on repeat, that you're working through your stuff? Because from what I experience, say when I'm there for like a week or 3 days or whatever, it's like it's things after things after, not necessarily healing, but I mean there's just things after things going on, synchronicities coming in. It's like shoo, 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 shoo. Like you say, Kundalini, it's like boom, boom, boom.
Definitely.
It's
Yeah.
open, it's flowing, everything's in motion. And is that like that for you then, constantly?
I think it's kind of what I what you need, what I need, or what anyone needs in the moment, right? So there could be like um periods where it's not like that as well. Yeah,
Yeah. Well,
definitely.
that's just good to know for me, because
Mhm.
I've been I did get a little bit of a call of like, you could be here, if you want to be here, you can be here
Yeah,
a bit.
yeah,
And I was like, I don't know if
definitely.
I could handle this all the time.
I
I
think
like
a
a
lot of
little bit of
people.
integration. I want to have
Yeah, yeah.
it away from the energy.
Mm, mm,
It's so beautiful. I know it's amazing. I just was sort of, yeah, it's just incredible. When you're saying about the Kundalini, it's so funny. It's almost like you're picking that up, because I do find I get a massive whoosh of that, and
Right.
then you're
Yeah.
kind of like, okay, I just want to sit still now for a moment with that and what it's doing and why it's coming through. And yeah,
Mm,
interesting.
mm,
I suppose that's another thing as well when we speak about sacred sites and these portals of energy. Actually saw this last year in December when I was in Wales. Of like, yeah, we see that Kundalini, we think about there just being that too for just like us humans, but it's like all directions, you know. And when you think about Gaia, I just saw it coming out in all these different directions, and that's what I guess these little like portals of energy that we're experiencing. And like Glastonbury, it's
mm,
just like you're in the center of that
mm.
motion going through.
Definitely. I mean, I often see it as a vortex, but maybe
Hmm.
it's different in different stages, right? But I often see it as a vortex,
Hmm.
the energy,
Hmm.
and it kind of, when I'm sort of clearing, it kind of goes up back to the light. But then the light can also come in, right? At other
Hmm.
times, it can just
Yeah, I guess
come in the
simultaneously.
vortex. Feel like that kind of vortex energy,
Mm,
and it's like um, it's just kind of a blessing. So when you're open to receive it, and it's um, it's a really beautiful, uh, amazing process, really.
mm. Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
fun.
Definitely to
Yeah,
be in those spaces and
yeah.
to align to that, and for that to be a part of your path as well. So linking that really back to the light language is that, thinking about people that might be thinking, about accessing that frequency, and that, yeah, like going, if you feel called, of course, to a certain sacred place, there's probably a chance that that could
Mm,
even be a space to activate and be activated. And actually, I
yeah.
was really fully in awareness back in about 2017, and actually that was the first time I went to Glastonbury. I only popped in on the way back
Mm,
from Cornwall because I'd heard about it, and I was like, what's this
right.
place? I want to know about this place. And it was
Mm,
really special. Couple of hours, just even being there just for a couple of hours, I was like, wow. Walked into this little
mm.
crystal shop, and there was this Buddhist monk singing. I was like, what's going on?
Oh,
And off
wow.
we went. We went home,
Mm.
and then after that, I was just like, it was just constantly on my mind. And I'd go there on my birthday, and my birthday's on the 29th
Wow.
of September, which is like it's meant to represent the angels. I mean, obviously that's, I suppose, depends. I'm not necessarily religious or anything, and take on those. But it's a synchronicity anyway with Archangel Michael and the fact that there was a tour. So I was very interested in that at the time.
Mm.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, lovely. Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah, I definitely recommend, like for people that are watching, like just going to nature really anywhere, you can go into nature in a lot of places. Maybe not if you're in a really big city, you might have to travel a bit more, but maybe there's a park or a quiet space. And yeah, well, I recommend, like if you want to get into light language, just sort of gently open your mouth and just see what tones are coming out. And I guess the tricky thing for a lot of people is you got to let go of judging yourself. And, is it right? Is it wrong? Right?
mm,
Can I sing or can I not sing? But, everyone's got this divine ability of light language, right?
mm,
So so definitely recommend that. Just start exploring your own voice. And for me, it's been like the quickest way to develop it, because so your voice, when you speak light language, you go beyond the normal kind of linear way of thinking, like instantly. It's like, because it's like you can't rationalize light language. So when it starts flowing, you're out of that linear mind, you're into your multidimensional mind. You're connecting with the angels, with your guides. I recommend exploring it, and other people might get it first with art as well, like drawing. That's how it started for me as well.
Yeah.
So that's very powerful as well. But like this, the self-expression, is the biggest activation.
Yes. And expression
Yeah.
in all forms of that, yeah, creative outlet. Was you already then doing your art expeditions before the light codes? Did they kind of come
Um,
in?
I think they were just after, yeah. They were, because that was a few years into Glastonbury. I started to do joint exhibition um, with Carmen Bell White, mutual friend, and she's really into the white lions. Yeah, and then when Leanne and I, published the deck, we did an exhibition about the Oracle deck together
Yeah,
as
I
well.
remember seeing that
Yeah.
actually.
Oh, you were there.
I wasn't there. I mean, I remember seeing
Oh,
it online and be like,
oh,
"Oh, I
right,
want to
right.
tie in like going to Glastonbury with your expedition," but I can't remember why that didn't line up. But yeah,
Mm, mm.
it does look amazing. And actually, I stayed in someone's house in Glastonbury, and they had one of your pictures on their wall. I was like, "Oh, it's beautiful."
Mm,
I was going to
mm,
ask you, yeah, some more about the deck actually, because it's kind of interesting. Because that's something that, again, it could also be a modality. It could be a tool, sorry, to enhance the frequencies and bring forward light language. Have you ever had anybody come to you and say like, "Gosh, I got this deck and now I'm writing the similar stuff like light language"? Maybe they're not necessarily
yeah,
attuned to it before.
yeah, definitely. People who get inspired to do their own deck after seeing our deck as well, and just really feeling the vibrations and sort of getting activated
Yeah.
by them. We definitely get that a lot, and I feel it's because of these kind of gentle energies of Lemuria, um, that people really start to feel it. So it's like an activation of those dimensions of the what you sometimes call it a healing template from Lemuria, which is like, because in one way Lemuria was a civilization, in another way it's sort of beyond space and time. So it's here and now, as a frequency that you can tap into.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of people start to remember lifetimes in Lemuria as well, where they were really connected, really in harmony. And it's kind of coming back to that place, before there was any ego, right? Before there was separation and fear. And that natural flow. And that's what we're all going back to, just kind of in a new way. But we're tapping into this ancient energy from Lemuria, which connects us with the divine feminine. And whether you're masculine or feminine, or you're not defined in one of those, it's like the divine feminine energy is really valuable for everyone, because it creates that gentleness, in which you can embrace all aspects of yourself, including any so-called shadows, right? But it's that embrace, which creates an integration as well,
Yeah.
on an inner level.
Yeah. I'd love to hear more about your experience actually with Lemuria and your journey with remembering.
So my journey is that I connect very strongly to Pleiades as well. So I definitely got like a cosmic memory from being there, and it all looks like really light and really harmonious and evolved. And so my sense is that the Pleiades beings from Pleiades have guided this kind of descension from spirit into matter. And so Lemuria is kind of a beginning, kind of an Eden in a way, where spirit was coming into matter more. And so I feel, that the Pleiades played a vital part in that as well, so bringing in their frequency and their guidance, their energetic guidance. Yeah. So that's my kind of that's my memory in a way, or my sort of cosmic memory.
Yeah.
It's kind of the Pleiades giving this assistance for humanity, and and the interesting thing is, like, I mean, you can say a lot happened after that, because Lemuria kind of went down at some point, and then Atlantis came and went down, and there was a lot of after that, you get a lot of fear and separation, and yeah, I feel I was there as well. I was lots of lifetimes in the whole kind of old paradigm. Yeah, I sort of don't want to say good old paradigm, but we're going beyond it now, because it's kind of that's where the old energies, what is recycling, isn't it? And with kind of, and you can really find a way out, kind of like a labyrinth in a way with no exit. So, but now, going beyond that. So and so it's a bit like the Alpha and the Omega, right? So it's connecting back to the beautiful, pristine energy from the beginning, and it kind of creates a space in which everything can dissolve. That is not of the light. That is not of the kind of highest vibration that really reflects who we are on the deepest level. So so that's kind of my memory of it all, of the whole
Yeah,
thing.
and it's just the work that comes with it now, isn't it? It's just we have the awareness, so then we then take that point to go, right, okay, we know what we like because we know when we existed in a way that was harmonious, and then we know where we've kind of botched up a little bit. And now we can see what's playing out now is holding resonance to some of those things, and we can start to recalibrate and work through that as a collective. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's kind of like, because you're like a way shower, so you don't need to be in it, right? You don't need to absorb the old energies or experience them so much, but it's more like you just emanating the light, and everything just kind of starts changing naturally from there, like without effort.
Yeah. I'm definitely still getting a lot of like collective energy kind of coming in at times, and it's funny how it just like ebbs and flows. And something that's really interesting with that I found with like, tapping into like social media, it's like, oh gosh, like you really see this wave of people. Like, is it because there's like one person's listened to a thread on Instagram, or are we really just, there is this massive now connection? And I feel like the synchronicities of that allow people to kind of acknowledge that we are all interconnected, which then makes us want to be more conscientious of the vibration and the energy that we're putting out.
Mm.
Um,
It's definitely where you really get anchored into your own heart's knowledge, right? So nothing can, like, whether it's Instagram or Facebook, right? Like, it's kind of like it doesn't distract you anymore because you know yourself. And that's the difference, isn't it? Because people that are still kind of at the width of that collective energy, you kind of go up and down with it in all directions. But if you know your truth and your direction, right, and you're just like a ship that's kind of going towards the beacon or something like that.
my
Nothing can
friend
get
says
you
about
astray.
rowing your own boat. She's like, just row your own boat.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we're all in the same sea, but row your own boat.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like it's. I'm kind of saying, nothing needs to affect you, whether it's like
Yeah,
high waves or low waves, right?
yeah.
You've got a brilliant boat that is just totally unaffected by the weather.
It's so easy to go into like an analogy, isn't it, about life? I
I
love
know
that.
it can get a bit abstract, can't it? But yeah,
But
I'm
to
sort of
me, that
saying
makes so
like,
much sense.
yeah, yeah. I'm sort of saying, like, because you've got these different levels, right? You've got there's like astral energies, there's thought forms, there's emotional energies, and it all kind of floats around in the collective. And when you raise your vibration, then it can't really affect you because on your vibration, really. It's just
Yeah, because it's holding.
in space.
We got a little bit
Mm.
crackly there. I feel like our vibrations are probably just getting high. But earlier you were talking about the Pleiades and then it kind of went funny then. I find that quite interesting.
All right, yeah. Is it better now?
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. I just thought, oh, I'll keep that in. I won't like make any adjustments here, but because I just wanted to comment on
Ah.
that because I do find that technology, like when we're talking about certain beings, sometimes certain conversations, I really start to feel and notice the energy shifting and expanding,
Mm.
and then you see sort of like a glitch in the computer, and
Yeah,
just
it's
another
funny, isn't it?
yeah, and
Yeah.
something really funny happened when I came back here because I'm back in my hometown at the minute, and the all the electric just went like even I mean I'm talking everything like all our lights and the thing and that's used to
Mm.
happen quite a bit and because I've been away it hadn't seemed to have happened and I came back and it happened.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, I'm living with my mum and she's
Nice.
like, oh, it's you, like why has this happened or what have you been doing? I'm just like nothing. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
just really interesting. I just thought we'd pick up on that. And I think
Yeah,
where you're
yeah,
in Glastonbury
definitely.
as well, there's like must be such a high frequency that you're just being able to hold at all times.
Mm.
Really
Yeah,
being able to hold
definitely.
your own frequency, hold your own energy. I'd love to know
Mm.
if you have any kind of even advice and tips on that about being able to hold your own frequency and your own energy because
Absolutely.
I've seen the contrast. I feel like I know my own energy, but being in these beautiful places that I've been in the last couple of months and then coming back to here that isn't like some portal beautiful ley
Mm.
line energy. Unfortunately it's quite industrial, so it's like a
Right.
completely different frequency and I'm like whoa. So although I'm able to hold my energy, I'm like I'm so aware of the other frequencies that are also
Mm.
interplaying in the area because it every place has its own consciousness.
Mm.
And the thought forms, they seem to also have. It's almost like everywhere's like its own little bubble of thought forms,
Right. Yeah,
or
absolutely.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, first of all, I would say one sort of practical tool is what I've found really useful is just to clear your energy. Um, whenever you feel there are those thought forms, whenever you feel there are entities, right? If you're in an old building or something, or just anywhere they can pop up. If you feel the energy is a bit off, definitely recommend clearing. And you can, for example, you can just say, I'm buying all these energies and these thought forms sort of up out and away to repolarize, not to return. And that will already start clearing. Like call in Archangel Michael, for example, to assist that clearing. Yeah, and the funny thing is, or funny or interesting, if you feel someone's energy is really off, you can clear their energy. And I'm saying this to you, because you're a way shower, and I know a lot of people who are watching are way shower. If you're not coming from a place of love, I wouldn't say that in the same way, just to clear someone without permission. But I know you are. I know feels like a lot of people who are watching are in that space of integrity, where you can clear someone's energy. But the important thing is, it's a bit like healing, like you can heal someone from a place of judgment, right? Your wrongs need to heal you, right? Or it can just be in from a divine flow. Same thing with clearing, right? Like if you see, and that's kind of, in a way, I feel that's the secret of healing as well, kind of knowing that everyone's already whole, already complete, coming from that place and clearing from that place, rather than any idea that we need to fix something. So it's that's a powerful knowing to tap into, and we can all access that. So that's the clearing part. Another tool that I found, that kind of already mentioned it, but just to stay clear in your own heart, to stay clear about your own direction and your own heart's knowledge. And whatever anyone else says is, you can, we can consider it, right? It could be helpful feedback, but with like your own heart, your ultimate kind of authority, really. Yeah, no one else. Yeah, and then so another thing, like a third thing, is just to be clear what you're manifesting as well. So be clear that sort of words are powerful, and what do you want to bring into your life, right? So just having a vision of that can be super powerful, and also adds to having a direction. So so those three things are powerful. And then another thing as well is, maybe a fourth thing is, just letting go of other agendas, right? Or maybe just watching them in your mind, like see what's playing out in your mind, right? Like maybe someone who's watching's got a lot of thoughts, like, oh, I need to meet my twin flame or something like that, right? And they're really focused on that, right? They're really focused on the outside, and then to let go of that agenda is a beautiful thing, because it creates space, and you come back to your own heart, and you don't feel a need for twin flame to complete you, because you already feel complete in yourself, right? You're kind of a complete whole rather than a half, right? Like so many people are saying about the twin flame and all that. So letting go of those type of agendas can be so powerful. Just to be in the flow of love, and obviously it's really useful to have goals in life and practical goals and all that, but that can all be just sort of guided by your heart, really. So it's kind of, it feels kind of about to keep going back there. And if there's any kind of agenda, right, you can sort of just maybe just go a bit deeper, see where it's coming from on a deeper level, because there could be another healing process underneath that stuff that you're processing from clearing out Akashic records, stuff like that, integrating different experiences that are still in your energy field. So yeah, so then that's kind of about sort of going a bit deeper, like, and then so keep coming back to your heart. So yeah, so those are all like the practical tools.
Yeah, I
Very,
like
very
them.
useful. Oh, thank you. Yeah,
Perfect.
that's what's yours? What's your number
What would
one
be, what
thing?
would be mine? Well, I really like what you said about the heart. It's about your heart's truth and like being in that center,
Mm,
you know, and it's like whatever's kind of coming in, you go, right, okay, does this resonate? Does this sit in with my heart? Is
mm,
this for me? Is this a part of me? And is this even my energy? Like, do I need to be taking this on and experiencing in this,
mm,
or is this something that other person's come in to teach me?
mm,
Just allowing that to sort of get that understanding of what it is that this experience can always teach me. And then I feel like I can
mm,
accept when I feel like I then find the gift, and I like to find
mm,
the gift in things and being grateful as well.
mm.
I find
Yeah,
gratitude just really powerful.
that's
Um,
lovely. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, I love that. And because like like say this for people who are watching as well. It's like your heart is this portal to the source. So when you just feel your physical heart, and maybe you could do it right now, right? Just feel that area. So that you take a deep breath and just breathe into your heart, and and through your heart, you're kind of breathing back to source as well. So it's kind of source to source in a way.
Mm,
Breathing in the light and breathing it back to source to your heart. So your heart's just this portal to source, really. So it's like one of the things that I found most challenging, like especially in the beginning, like when I was awakening, like the very beginning, was sort of letting go of thoughts, right? Because it just kind of, I had so many thoughts, and it was hard to feel my heart through all that static.
yeah,
So I had to take a step back from that first. I just start sort of observing it, and then connect back to my heart.
yeah.
Mm.
And the song and the sound of the light language and everything helps to communicate the heart as well, doesn't it? It's like that's
Mm.
your heart vibration. That's where it comes from. From my perspective, anyway, it feels like it is. That's like the emitter and transmitter of that frequency.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Cool. Well, I would love if you would be open to sharing some light language
Yeah,
with
yeah,
us and seeing what wants to come through. And especially we talked a
definitely.
lot about the heart, haven't we, today? And I really feel yeah,
Mm.
there's a lot of that needing to sort of feel more into our heart's truth, maybe.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, I'd love to. And so what I want to do is sort of draw a card from my
Yeah.
deck and see what comes out, and then sort of start from there.
Brilliant. This is good.
Yeah, get them all here. The card I've got is actually breathing, so that's perfect. And I'll just oops, just put this back and show this to you guys. There we go. So breathing really helps to connect with our body. And so, this card talks about sort of grounding as well. And I feel, a lot of people have these teachings to start to make roots and all that. I haven't found that so helpful because the earth is also purifying. So when you make roots, it can sometimes be that old energies would come up and your body becomes almost like becomes like a sort of transformer of something for these old energies, but we don't really need to do that. So the most useful way that I found to breathe and to ground is just to really breathe into your body and feel your body as well. So let's do that together. So let's take a deep breath in. It's kind of like you're breathing in light with every breath. And so you're breathing the light into your lungs, into your chest. And they can just sort of let it flow through your whole body, so you can let the air flow, and the air is really light, flow through your abdomen. Let the light flow in through your legs. And so I'll make some tones, and I want to invite everyone just to allow the tones to resonate in your body as well, because that's a good way to keep that connection with your body, and it helps for integration. I can feel lots of beautiful energies coming in from the Pleiades. And so if you're watching, you're also invited just to receive this Pleiadian energy. And when you receive it, it's like you're being initiated as a beautiful wave shower of the light. So just take a deep breath. Breathe light all the way into your abdomen, into your belly. Now bring in the energy from Michael as well. Ish, tayo, ish, KK, ish, tayo, KK, ish, tayo, ish, tayo, K, ish, tayo, KK, ish, tayo, ish, tayo, K, KK, ish, tayo, ish, tayo. The message from the angels is that all is well, all is taken care of. Then you're invited to again just breathe that in. And if you get tones yourself, just let them go, let them out. Ish, tae, ke ish, ish, tae, ke ish, tae, ke ish, tae, ish. Om, yam, yam, Om, yam, Om, K, ish, tae, ke ish, tae, ke ish, tae, ke ish. And we can send this loving energy all over the globe to any place that is in need of high vibrational energy anywhere on the earth. You can almost picture yourself being on a different planet, like the Pleiades, or another planet of unconditional love. And from there, from those eyes of unconditional love, you're just looking at the earth and you're just sending your beautiful energies, bestow them on the earth. Taking another beautiful deep breath. Can help to integrate those energies. And to know that your light self is always there. Is always sending those loving energies to the earth from multidimensional places. And just knowing that that connection is there is such a reassurance that whatever you're doing on the earth, your light self is active, is sending is loving and healing energies, but from a place of perfect understanding and knowing that all is well, that there's nothing to fix, but everything to emanate and express. Lovely. Feeling your energies as well there. It's definitely beautiful cooperation like this.
Yeah. Thank you for holding that space, and
Oh yeah, thank you too.
that was incredible what what I could see, the threads of consciousness that was coming out there. Yeah. And the breath. It was such a magical, because it's like this is the consciousness, this is where we start, this is where we came from, this is where it's all come from. The breath.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
primordial, often when we think about these high vibrational beings of like Pleiadians, it's like, oh, we're going off, we're going up. It's like, no, it's still actually really very primordial, because it's coming back to that root of really all of that we are, in our purity.
Mm.
Thank you.
Absolutely, yeah. They're just telling us all is well, and it's definitely, especially these days, this stage of ascension is all about bringing it into your body. Yeah, and really having that connection, and then just raising the vibration of every molecule and atom and cell and muscle and organ.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
exactly what we're all doing. This is what it's all about. The
Yeah.
magic of it, and
Mm.
yeah, it might not be totally seen in these eyes, but you feel it within your body, and
Yeah.
you feel it within your experience and the way it shifts and changes. Um,
Absolutely.
so I'd love to really just share with people maybe what you are offering at the moment with your oracles, but you also have clothing, and so people can wear this high vibrational artwork and codes, and also having stuff like this hanging on your walls. Art, to me, I mean, art's always so beautiful and has a message and a vibration. But what I'm really loving is just so much high vibrational light language images that we can actually utilize for things that are just our everyday. We might not take it for granted that we can hang pictures on the walls and that what clothes we wear, but actually we can actually start to utilize these not normal mundane essentials, and actually create this high vibration towards them. And I
Yeah.
really love that.
It's so perfect that you bring that up, because I've just started an Etsy shop.
Yeah.
It's called Light Language 777. I already sold the deck there, but I've got some hoodies and shirts, And Leanne's got an Etsy shop which has been going on for quite a bit longer, and she's got thousands of beautiful, unique products in there as well. And so our field is definitely very powerful just to wear the light language. Yeah, absolutely. And Leanne's shop's called Lemurian Starchild. And so I do workshops in Glastonbury and online. So they're on my website, michielkroon.com. And I also sell recordings of different workshops that you can watch them later. And then we've got the Oracle deck, and you can find out about that on Lemurian Starchild Oracle.com. And I've got in here as well a deck. And and it's available in the UK, the EU, and in the US as well. Well, really all over the world, but we're sending it from those 3 places.
Yes, it can be.
And Canada, Canada's a new one as well.
Okay, that's cool. Oh, it's so good to know that it's like really spreading and messages out there, and how magical for people as well to, if you know you've resonated with this and you also love the sound of going to Glastonbury. It's like you can go to Glastonbury and go to one of your workshops.
Yeah.
So experience it all. It's that would be really good.
Yeah. It all works together. So like working with a deck, and then maybe come to a workshop online or in person. Definitely amplifies each other. Absolutely. We've also got a healing circle, monthly online healing circles on the Lemurian Starchild Oracle website.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll put all of this in the description as well, so people can access all these links and they can check out all the clothing and the artwork, because the workshops.
Thank you. That's so amazing.
Yeah.
And we've got for anyone who just wants the deck on their phone or on their computer, we've got a pick a card website. It's called lemurianstarchild.art. And I've actually started doing readings as well, like the online readings using that website.
Oh, wow.
I just sort of go into the collective energy and see what's going on, but you can also like choose one of the 7 cards, and then I'll pick one card for one of those.
Oh, that's really good. Yeah, nice. Oh, wow.
Yeah. So we're doing lots of things. It's almost like hard to remember everything, but I think I've got most of it.
Well, this is it, being multi-dimensional. We're not multi-talented. We've got multi-gifts that we want to bring to the world.
That's it. I'm multitasking. Well. Oh yeah, and so 1-to-1 sessions do that as well. And I do different ones. I can do card readings, which are really exciting. And the longest one is 1.5 hours, inner child reading, and there's a shorter reading as well. And I also do like an energy healing session, which is just kind of a personal session where you just go deeply into the energies without a card reading. And it's a really powerful that one as well.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, your sound transmission was amazing. It's very powerful energies. I really felt the jolts in my body. I was like, ooh.
Oh, yeah, I really appreciate you receiving it and sort of sharing together is really lovely.
Yeah, I was like doing a little bit of co-creating there, weaving with the hands, weaving the energy through.
Yeah, and I feel everyone who's watching as well is just like lonely to connect, and I feel like I definitely feel a high vibration from the audience. It's like people who are really into this. It's the lovely channel that you've built up.
Yeah, It's
Nice.
growing, it's going.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
It's all about
brilliant.
the heart. This is it, isn't it? It's the
Yeah.
cosmic heart space, and it's like
Yeah.
everyone is welcome. Just drop all the things that you think were you, and just come in your
Mm.
totality of your heart. That's it's your heart, and
Mm.
I feel
Yeah,
that,
that's lovely.
and that is it. Everyone who has come in enjoying this podcast and everything, they're so beautiful. Everyone shares beautiful comments and stories and experiences, and it just shows to me that, yeah, if you are in a certain resonance and experience, like, it comes back and it grows and that energy
Mm.
grows. So on that note, I just want to say, yeah, massive thank you to everybody. Please share this with your heart and your soul, so that we can really share these messages and bring through the transmissions for many people to experience and understand that this mystical phenomena of light language is actually really normal and a very divine experience for everybody to access. And of course, please check out everything that we've been talking about today. And yeah, loads of love, and we'll see you next week.
Mm.
Thank you.
Lots of love. Thanks very much. And thank you, Georgia.
Thank you.